How I'd Remake the DCEU. Inspired by Captain America Brave New World, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. We begin our story with following a still grief-stricken Lois Lane and Kara Zor-El/Danvers delivering pieces of Clark/Cal's DNA to Star Labs for scientific research, which was part of the last wishes of the Kryptonian, so his Kryptonian biology could be studied further. Kara continues through the first part of the story doing the best she can to uphold the image and legacy of her cousin, but she is constantly reminded that she is not him and that humanity doesn't trust her in the same way without him. Meanwhile, back at Star Labs, the head of the research team, Dr. Sidney Happerson, is one of the many folks who believe that Supergirl is never living up to the legend and legacy that was Superman, and in his lack of faith decides to point the direction of their research of the Kryptonian DNA to cloning the Man of Steel under the name Project Changeling. This project fails, however, and in the scientists' mistakes, they create the creature that will be known as Bizarro. Since Bizarro has many of the emotions and even some of the past memories of Clark, he immediately goes to check up on Lois Lane and the family. While Lois is helping her son John, who's about 10 or 11 years old by now, with his homework, Bizarro comes in, breaking down the wall to their home, and Lois and John scream in fear at the zombified doppelganger, as Supergirl comes to draw Bizarro away and protect the family. Kara has the opening to do this because John instinctually defends him and his mother, as his powers had begun to properly develop recently. Similar events happening throughout the second act as Kara tracks it down and tries to understand the creation. Bizarro begins to question his own humanity and purpose for life. He is reminded of his creator, Dr. Happerson, and his team while they are on the news, redirecting the blame of the destruction to himself and Supergirl. Bizarro then decides that his new target will be his father, Dr. Happerson. During the climax, Supergirl must defend the scientists that blame her and failed to trust her against their own creation while calming said creation down, and in the end, properly point out the accountability of everybody, including herself's actions. Those being mistakes that she was bound to make just naturally as a superhero. The story then ends with humanity reciprocating their respect, trust, and love for Supergirl that she has for them, as Bizarro is allowed to be free in a separate lab for pacifistic study and habilitation, as to also serve the remainder of whatever sentence he would be given for the destruction. In the post-credit scenes, Bizarro is then stolen from this humanitarian lab by the Black Mask, Roman Sionis.